Bryan Danielson, working for AEW, is reportedly considered a roadblock preventing Brie Bella, his wife, from making a WWE return. WWE reportedly are producing alternative plans in case Drew McIntyre can't make SmackDown after being stranded in the UK. WWE pays tribute to Hulk Hogan last night on Raw. Roman Reigns is beat down by Big Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. CM Punk says he needs to be World Heavyweight Champion ahead of this weekend's SummerSlam event against Gunther, challenging for the World title. A third El Grande Americano appears last night on Raw. We'll let you know who is underneath the mask. Rusev versus Sheamus is confirmed for next week's post-SummerSlam episode of Raw. Dominic Mysterio is surprised by Roxanne Perez with a Nintendo Switch 2 on Raw. Details on WWE's plans for both nights of the SummerSlam event pre-shows. We got the ratings for Friday's episode of SmackDown. A new stipulation is added to Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross at SummerSlam. The company names after the split of Warner Brothers Discovery have now been confirmed. Pete Dunne, his opponent for Bloodsport, has been confirmed. Cody Rhodes is set to appear on Hot Ones this week and reportedly was considered for a major role in the recently released Happy Gilmore 2 film. And Thunder Rosa is taking some time off from AEW soon. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with what reportedly is preventing a Bella Twins reunion in WWE. Now, Bryan Danielson, working for All Elite Wrestling, has been a roadblock to Brie Bella returning to WWE, according to the woman herself. People within WWE are said to be uncomfortable with Bella due to Danielson's status with the rival company. Of course, Nikki Bella is already on WWE TV, having returned earlier this year, and Brie addressed why she is yet to make her own return to the company on the Nikki and Brie show. She said, quote, "As of late, there has been what I kind of consider a roadblock, but it's also a good sign. That's where I make a joke because when I've been on the red carpets and interviews, there is one question I constantly get asked, and it is, when will we see you back in the ring? As if I have that power. I always make a joke because when I'm doing interviews, I don't want to ever answer something serious because usually it's a quick question and they need a quick answer. I've constantly made the joke, waiting on the call, which in some ways can be true, and in some ways I'm just saying something cheeky and sweet so I can get to the next question," Brie said. What I wanted to bring up when I look at that, I know my roadblock is the fact that my husband is with the rival company. For some people, it makes them uncomfortable at WWE, thinking I would be there when my husband is with AEW. You know what? That's okay. I've kind of looked at that roadblock as people have the right to feel. People feel uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. That's okay. They have that right. Does it bum me out at times that I wish feelings were different? Absolutely. But it doesn't make me angry or bitter. It makes me feel like that right there is a sign that I'm supposed to be staying in my soft girl era. Now, Bryan Danielson, of course, previously wrestled for WWE from 2009 until 2021, but he has been part of All Elite Wrestling since September of 2021. While now retired from full-time in-ring action, Danielson made his return at All In Texas to help Hangman Page take down the Death Riders. Danielson performed his yes gesture during his return, and the American Dragon revealed ahead of All In that WWE had once again asked him to stop using the chant, although Danielson pointed out that he never said yes in AEW and only performed the signature gesture. Now, Drew McIntyre, his plans ahead of this weekend are pretty complicated. One of the headline matches at WWE SummerSlam is Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, but it's currently up in the air due to McIntyre being stuck in the United Kingdom. McIntyre was in England for a friend's wedding over the weekend, but the former WWE champion was denied boarding his flight back to the United States due to not having his US passport and only having his UK passport. Reports have noted that WWE are confident the situation will be resolved, but this hasn't stopped the company from putting a backup plan in place, with TC of WrestleVotes noting that wheels are in motion for alternative plans in the event that McIntyre can't make the go-home episode of SmackDown before SummerSlam. How this will affect the SummerSlam match is currently unknown, but a ready-made replacement was revealed on Monday night as The Miz pitched to team with Logan Paul on August 2nd if Drew McIntyre is unable to perform. The Miz teamed with Paul for the YouTuber's WWE in-ring debut at WrestleMania 38, and they faced off in singles action at SummerSlam in 2022. Now, Raw featured a tribute to the late WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan last night. Raw opened with the WWE roster standing at the top of the stage as Triple H led a 10-bow salute for Hulk Hogan, who passed away on July 24th. Nick Hogan and Eric Bischoff were in attendance, and front and center as a moment of silence was held. After the 10-bow salute, a tribute package aired looking at the life and career of Hulk Hogan. The video featured the song Ordinary by Alex Warren. During the show, Logan Paul, AJ Styles, Jimmy Hart, Jim Duggan, Jey Uso, The Miz, and Cody Rhodes said kind words about Hogan and his legacy in a video package. Of course, this follows on from the tributes that were on Friday Night Smackdown. Now, Roman Reigns, he faced a beatdown last night. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed gained the advantage heading into WWE SummerSlam. The July 28th edition of WWE Raw was headlined by a huge singles contest between Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. The match unfortunately ended in a no contest as Bron Breakker got involved and delivered a spear to Uso on the entrance ramp. After the conclusion of the match, Reed and Breakker proceeded to beat down Uso, prompting the arrival of Roman Reigns. OTC1 hit the ring with a ton of energy, but the numbers game caught up to him and Uso quickly. The segment ended in brutal fashion as Reed crushed Reigns with a tsunami. After a moment, Reigns rolled out of the ring in an attempt to regroup with Uso. Instead, Breakker destroyed both of his SummerSlam opponents with a double spear through the barricade. After the spear, Reed added insult to injury, stealing both of Reigns' shoes. The show came to a close with Reed, Breakker, and Heyman celebrating in the ring. CM Punk, he's set to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at this weekend's SummerSlam event. CM Punk and Gunther delivered their final words before WWE SummerSlam on Monday's edition of Raw. Gunther opened the segment saying he was victorious last Monday because he left CM Punk speechless. Punk interrupted, saying he wasn't speechless last Monday, he was dumbfounded. Punk continued, saying he's earned the right to call himself the best in the world and that he's left a trail of superstars that Gunther has only dreamed of being in the ring with. Punk said he didn't want to be the World Heavyweight Champion, he needed to be the World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther tried to cut him off, but Punk stopped him, saying he wasn't finished. Punk said after Saturday, Gunther can at least say he will have shared the ring with CM Punk. Punk, of course, is set to challenge Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Night 1 of WWE SummerSlam on Saturday. Now, the El Grande Americano character continues to evolve seemingly. Another week and another mystery luchador in WWE. For months, fans have been scrambling to find out the identity of El Grande Americano, but now another mystery is occupying the minds around the world of wrestling, as an unidentified masked man got involved in the Tag Team Championship match on WWE Raw between the Judgment Day and the LWO. Near the end of the title match, the luchador pulled Cruz del Toro off the top rope just moments before he could dive on Finn Balor. The mystery competitor ran into the crowd as Balor took advantage of the situation, pinning Del Toro after crushing him with a coup de grace. This was Balor and McDonough's first title defense since winning the WWE World Tag Team Championships from the New Day back on the June 30th edition of WWE Raw. As far as the identity of this new version of El Grande Americano or El Grande Englandano or something like that, it has been revealed that it is ultimately Pete Dunne. The Bruiserweight has not performed on WWE TV since the May 26 taping of WWE Main Event when he teamed with New Catch Republic partner Tyler Bate. It initially appeared that Dunne and Bate were dealing with injuries, but Bate has since noted he's simply waiting to be used. Now, Pete Dunne portraying this luchador character may have come together due to Dunne's involvement with AAA. The Lucha Libre Promotions announcer Roberto Figueroa recently revealed on a podcast that Dunne has been working in AAA as a producer. If we get any more details on the plans for that, we'll let you know in a future video. Rusev versus Sheamus, their third match has now been confirmed. Sheamus and Rusev will do battle in Brooklyn. Despite dealing with interference from Rusev, the Celtic Warrior was able to pick up another victory on Monday's episode of Raw, defeating Grayson Waller in singles action. Sheamus won the match via pinfall after nailing Waller with a bro kick. After the match, Rusev destroyed Sheamus in the middle of the ring, locking him in the Accolade. Later on in the show, in a segment with Byron Saxton, Rusev proceeded to challenge Sheamus to a match on the post-SummerSlam episode of Raw. This will be the third singles match of the current feud between Rusev and Sheamus. Rusev won the first match, which lasted over 20 minutes and took place on the June 30th edition of WWE Raw. Sheamus won the second match, defeating Rusev in about 15 minutes on the July 21st edition of the show. Now, Dominic Mysterio, he got a special gift Monday night on Raw. Spirits were down in the Judgment Day on the July 28th edition of Raw as Roxanne Perez, Dominic and Raquel Rodriguez lost a six-man tag team match to Asuka, Kairi Sane and AJ Styles. Later on in the show, the group received a pep talk from Finn Balor. Mysterio and Perez continued to further their bond as Dirty Dom was gifted a Nintendo Switch 2. Moments later, the duo agreed to play WWE 2K25 together. Raquel Rodriguez wasn't huge on the idea, reminding Mysterio that Liv Morgan also likes to play video games. As the segment came to a close, Mysterio offered to call and or FaceTime the multi-time Women's Tag Team Champion. The Nintendo Switch 2 version of WWE 2K25 was released on Wednesday, July 23rd. The game released on other consoles back in March. Now, a bit of an update here when it comes to plans for the SummerSlam pre-shows or countdown shows. Now, WWE SummerSlam is set to emanate from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Details have emerged on broadcast plans for programming before the August 2nd and August 3rd shows. TC of WrestleVotes Radio reports that both of this weekend's shows are slated to have a countdown to SummerSlam pre-shows that are scheduled for 3 hours each. They wrote, quote, "There will be 6 hours of pre-show content before SummerSlam this weekend. Saturday and Sunday will both have countdown to SummerSlam shows beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern ahead of the advertised 6 p.m. Eastern start time. 12 matches have now been announced for the biggest party of the summer so far across both Saturday and Sunday." Now let's talk about the ratings for Friday's episode of SmackDown on the USA Network. WWE Smackdown jumped in the ratings, albeit for a tragic reason, as the Blue Brand's stars and various legends paid tribute to WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan, who died at the age of 71 last Thursday. To kick off the show with a 10-bow salute and a lengthy tribute package. This show saw its highest viewership since just before WrestleMania 41. The July 25th episode of SmackDown earned an average of 1.707 million viewers, according to WrestleNomics, citing the Programming Insider. The show was number one on the ages 18 to 49 demographic for the night across cable and broadcast, with Celebrity Jeopardy coming in second. SmackDown earned a 0.48 rating. The July 25th episode was the highest in total viewership since the April 18th SmackDown before WrestleMania, and the highest rated in the demographic since the SmackDown following the showcase of the Immortals. The episode was up 10% in viewership from last week, with the July 18th episode pulling an average of 1.546 million viewers. The episode was also up 23% over the trailing 4 weeks. The episode's rating was only slightly up from a 0.45 the prior week, perhaps due to older viewers tuning in to watch WWE's tribute to Hogan. In addition to the various Hogan tributes throughout the night, the episode also saw Alexa Bliss take on Roxanne Perez, Jelly Roll face off against Logan Paul, and a 6-team TLC match being made for SummerSlam after interference ended the WWE Tag Team Championship match, pitting the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy against Rey Fenix and Andrade. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross have a stipulation added to their match at SummerSlam over the weekend. On the July 28th edition of WWE Raw, Sami Zayn sat down for an interview with Corey Graves. Zayn was frustrated about his feud with Karrion Kross, saying that it is standing in the way of his World Championship aspirations. Kross showed up to take over Zayn's interview, scaring off Graves in the process. Kross proceeded to propose a bit of a stipulation for their match at SummerSlam, saying that Zayn will have to utter the words "Kross was right" if he loses the match. Zayn fired back with his response, saying that he's confident he'll defeat Kross at SummerSlam. Zayn then proposed his own stipulation for the match, saying that Kross will have to admit he's wrong if he fails to capture the victory. The segment ended with Zayn handing Kross his steel pipe before walking off. Now, a bit more of an update here when it comes to Warner Bros. Discovery and plans for their future. Warner Bros. Discovery officially split on Monday, July 28th. Streaming and studios company will now be just Warner Bros., while the global networks company will be Discovery Global. AEW programming airs on WBD platforms, including TNT, TBS, and HBO Max. AEW is not mentioned in the press release. Of course, we get any more details on how this could affect AEW, we'll of course let you know in a future video. Let's go over to Bloodsport, of course taking place over SummerSlam weekend. The next installment of Game Changer Wrestling / Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is the 14th version of the event and is taking place on August 2nd in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Joining the show lineup is a match that will see Jonathan Gresham versus WWE superstar Pete Dunne. The last time the two talents shared the ring was in 2018 for Progress Wrestling. Now, Gresham is a free agent and competing on the independents. Dunne is signed with WWE and did appear last night on Raw, albeit under the mask. Cody Rhodes is going to be on Hot Ones this week as he continues promotion for WWE SummerSlam. First We Feast announced that Cody Rhodes will take on the Wings of Death on Hot Ones on Thursday, July 31st. The episode will premiere at 11 a.m. Eastern. In addition to that, Rhodes reportedly did read for a big movie role he didn't end up actually participating in. Now, Happy Gilmore 2 was released this week and features a few familiar faces. MJF, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella were all featured in the film, but there could have been another prominent wrestler involved. Fightful Select are reporting they have learned that Cody Rhodes was asked to read for a role in Happy Gilmore 2. There were some scheduling conflicts that prevented it from being a possibility, but the two sides had talks. Now, Fightful haven't heard how real the possibility that it was outside of the read request. The filming schedule was an extensive one, with MJF taking months off of AEW TV in order to complete the project. Becky Lynch also filmed her role while gone from WWE. MJF actually left the shoot for a day to work a match for AEW, which Adam Sandler and Julie Bowen discussed with Chris Van Vliet. And finally, Thunder Rosa is going to be having a hiatus from AEW. There is a reason as to why Thunder Rosa has not been on All Elite Wrestling programming in recent weeks, with the former AEW Women's World Champion announcing during her All In vlog that she was taking time off. Quote, "This weekend was long. Today was All In. I didn't get the results that I wanted, and I got some time off. To be continued," Rosa said. Now, Thunder Rosa has been a featured performer across All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor in recent months, and she was particularly busy over All In weekend. The former NWA star unsuccessfully challenged for Athena's Ring of Honor Women's World Championship at Supercard of Honor. Thunder Rosa then competed in the Casino Gauntlet at All In, which was won by Athena. Rosa did not confirm why she was taking time off beyond that she was going to have some resting time. Dave Meltzer has reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, though, that Thunder is currently dealing with an undisclosed injury. Other AEW stars currently away from the promotion include the likes of Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Jamie Hayter, and Switchblade Jay White. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.